Let's do this. Get ready for the Dirt Life Show.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 14 of the Dirt Life Show. Thank you guys very much for joining myself and Cody Sanders in the studio. We appreciate you guys joining as always. Seems like every time I think that all of our technical difficulties are worked out, stuff just keeps popping up, man. Know. It's like getting an ant bite. You think you got the hill done, but nope, they still keep coming. So anyways, I appreciate you coming in, dude. You got a lot of stuff going on these days.
I do, dude. I've been busy.
Work, side-by-side rides,
dunes. Yeah.
I know.
Which first on my list, though, you know.
Sand dunes?
Second's just work to just make the, trips happen.
Sand dunes are highest priority. Work is not necessarily to put food on the table, just to go to the dunes.
That's it, dude. The only way to do it.
That's pretty awesome, man. Well, tonight we have a good show for everybody. Before we talk about the show, I want to thank everybody for coming on and listening. It's really, really cool, man. I say it every show, but we can't do it without all these awesome people watching and just participating with us on social media and hanging out.
Yeah, it's growing. It's growing.
It really is, dude. It really is. It's surprising to me still, how fast it's taken off and how consistently it grows every week.
14 episodes.
I know. That doesn't seem like much, though, in the grand scheme of things. Are we going to say, wow, after
414?
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's going to be crazy if we do, man.
That'd be freaking sweet.
I think so, too. But, yeah, it's cool, man. We really appreciate everybody tuning into the show and watching us and hanging out. It's awesome. You can always communicate with us anytime on our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, DM us, hang out, just talk to us about what you want to hear on the show.
Yeah.
We've been getting a lot of suggestions from people. It's been really cool. You said people have been, meeting up with you at the dunes, hanging out.
A lot of people show up and they're like, hey, Cody, what's up, man?
Yeah.
That's cool, man. I enjoy it. I enjoy the interaction, and it's really cool.
It really is. And I didn't think that many people really knew about the show. Obviously we see people on social media and stuff, but when I went up to Phoenix last week, I went up for some meetings and to have fun and do a photo shoot and stuff like that. And it was crazy how many people knew about the stuff we were doing. So I'm really pumped up that
they may not say anything, but they'll watch it.
That's cool. I love it.
That's good.
Yeah. So thank you, everybody, again. Thank you to all of our sponsors. We got Shock Therapy, Fuel Wheels, Zollinger Racing Products. We got some cool stuff coming out with Zollinger in the next few weeks here. Rigid Industries and Solderweld. All great companies. So please support all of the people that support us because they make the show possible for us. So please definitely support them. Go out, talk to them on social media, follow them, tag them, all that good stuff. We have some pretty cool stuff to talk about tonight that I'm particularly interested in. I remembered this morning that, what was it? Maybe a year ago or so when you took me out kind of behind where you live and we hit some double jumps on the mini moto bikes.
When it started pouring rain?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then we had to get back real quick.
Yeah.
But that got me thinking about our guest tonight, James Hill. James operates a company called IMG Motorsports in Lake Elsinore, California. But he's super awesome side-by-side driver. He's, obviously a good fabricator. He can build anything. He's like one of us. He just loves working in the garage and things like that. Obviously at a shop, but he also loves mini moto and he loves dual sport, like the CR450L that I had. So he's so like-minded. It's ridiculous. The mini moto stuff, we would be so.
I love it, dude.
Dude, we would be so stoked to go on some of the trails that he has.
Oh, I'm all about it. We a couple other guys at camp a couple weeks ago when we were at Gordon's Well, dude, we got out the mini bikes and we were ripping around. And
oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
How was it riding in the sand at camp?
It was fine. One of the nights we're like, hey, let's go up to where the drags are. It was probably 10 o'clock at night, dude.
Oh, really?
And Gordon's Well doesn't get too crazy or whatever. And so we were like, let's go. And all of a sudden I'm at the top and these guys on these 110s, it was almost catching fire, dude. These things were bright red. And I was like, wow.
Holy cow.
I was like, I don't want a 110 now.
Dude. Well, yeah, your bike is a little easier at riding the dunes because it's a little bit bigger, but.
Yeah, but it's not. The torque on yours is totally different.
Yeah.
You got a lot of
It's just those small tires, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my buddies, Casey Peck, we went down and drove the Unicorn with his daughter, and he drove the mini bike around, and he was he's tall like me, and it's just so sketchy with those small wheels.
I love it, dude. I think it's so much fun. We're talking about getting a 70.
Oh, really?
Like a
ATC 70?
Yeah.
Like a three-wheeler?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
The wife's like, I'll ride that around. And I'm like, all right, let's go.
Lake Elsinore just had a Grand Prix.
Yeah.
And they had I don't know what they called it, death trap race, all three-wheelers.
Oh, man. Some of these that are being built are insane, man.
Dude, I still don't know, though. Like, you got to be a pretty, on top of your shit to be able to ride one of those things.
It'd be fun, though.
You'd actually probably do really good at it.
Dude. I love it. I love all of it. Three-wheelers are
You're
so
good at
much fun.
wheelies, so it's easier to wheelie than a quad.
Yeah.
And you're good at four wheels.
There's no weight in the front. Like, it's everything just sits
and
back.
all the traction in the back.
Just throw it up.
We got some new merch, too.
I know, man.
So this stuff's pretty cool.
Dude.
We got a couple new hats. We got the hat that I'm wearing, the hat that you're holding up now. They're panel hats, so it's super retro. It's
comfortable.
So if you guys notice the hat that Jason Anderson wears, motocross star, he wears a lot of hats like these. These things are actually super duper comfy. And then we got
shirts too, man.
A bunch of shirts. Yeah, like the one I got tonight. These things are pretty cool, man. So we got guys shirts. Here's some girl shirts. These ones are pretty cool. But so here's a guy shirt if you want to show that one. Then the girl shirts too. I'll show the pink one because we already got a black one out. But it says "Let's talk about the dirt life."
Even on the sleeve, look at that, man.
Yep.
So cool.
And then the girls one thing we got pink, white, and black. So the website, thedirtlifeshow.com, is all filled up with merch. We've already actually sold a bunch of these.
Yeah.
And I haven't even posted them yet. Today's the first time we're announcing it. So definitely haul ass and get your merch ASAP, because if you wanted to get merch for Christmas or anything like that, dude, get it quick. So everybody just go and buy it as quickly as possible, because we did a limited run of them since they're a commodity shirt, but they're super cool and they're going to sell out quick. So get over there and grab some quick. We actually even reduced the prices too. So everybody can afford a little bit more for Christmas for all the kids and stuff. So we got pink, white, black tank tops for girls, and then black and white for guys. So, what's been going on with you, man?
Dude, just working. It's been crazy. I'm working with kids again, so I'm pretty beat by the time I get home.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But it's a blast, and I did it for a long time, and so I went back doing that. So normally I don't get home till depending on the day, it's usually 6:30, between 6:30 and 8:30 at night.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it just depends, and
like every day.
Yeah, mostly, yeah. I mean, it just depends on the week. So
is your boss letting you get off earlier for the Dirt Life show?
Yeah, oh yeah. She helped me out, and everyone I work with, they're starting to follow the show, and they're really enjoying it, and they're like, "Wow, this is pretty crazy." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's pretty cool," and they it's just all in all good. I mean, I got a great boss. I actually used to ride Harleys with her.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
dude, how crazy is that?
Yeah, and she lives out here in Vale. She's really cool, man. Really good person, and so yeah, she lets me take time off to go to the dunes, and it's so fun.
We talked about that a little bit before, the small town environment and stuff like that. Depending on where you are, Phoenix sometimes seems like a small town. There's a lot more opportunity up there depending on what kind of job you're in and stuff like that. But it's cool to see, to hear those stories, because it happens to everybody all the time in a small town like Tucson or Vail, that you just see somebody and you're like, oh, I crossed past you before, or you know them, and it's this small world connection. I love that, man.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then even though you guys are riding Harleys, I mean, the dirt life still kicks in.
Yeah, and she grew up going to the dunes too.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy. She's like, "Oh, are you going to Glam this weekend?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh man, I miss it." She's just really cool, man, and she understands. Before I started, I was like, "Look, this is what I want. This is what I'm looking for," and she was like, "Not a problem, not a problem." I'm like, "Sweet, dude." So it's really cool. It's really cool to to have that backing.
Well, yeah, just to have a like-minded individual that understands that you're going to do better at work because you're happy.
Yeah, oh yeah. If she says, "Hey, I need you to stay here later," I'll be like, "No problem." I do it, no problem.
Yep, because she's already given.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's a good working relationship, man. Yeah. What's been going on with the 520 side-by-side page?
Other than growing?
Yeah, well, I mean,
big, dude.
I know that you guys have that cool Christmas event coming
up.
Yeah,
December 7th. We got we did it last year. I started doing this 3 years ago, and I started out with just a Christmas cruise through town in Tucson.
Yeah,
and the next year I was like, you know what, man, let's make it into something. So I teamed up with Goldie's Paint and Body here in Tucson that helped you out in life, and really good people. Jeremy. Great family-orientated business. local business, not one of the big corporations, and we decided to do Diamond's Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
And last year, it was so
stressful.
it was so stressful, and everybody's saying this, let's do this, and I'm like, whoa, let's just do it. And it was hard. It's hard planning these events. It's not easy for anybody, and you want to make it huge and successful, but at the same time, you want to make it to where, like we're saying, we're doing it for the kids. Yeah. We want to make it right, and it's all about the kids.
And it has to be sustainable. So, like, you have a 5-year goal, 10-year goal, whatever it is.
And last year was crazy, but man, all said and done, I mean, we were bickering and stuff for months before, and we weren't getting along. But that's a part of planning big events like this. And at all said and done, man, we all hugged it out and was like, hell yeah, let's do this next year.
It was a success.
Yeah. So we're doing it again this year, December 7th. We'll post the flyer. Anyone's welcome. A lot of people from Phoenix came last year to help support the event. We got a lot of big sponsors this year. They've done a lot. Like, they know that I'm busy right now. I got a lot going on with work.
That's cool, man.
And they're like, all right, dude. They got Jim Click. I know Lavish Metalworks is going to jump in. Wes and Susan with Lavish Metalworks here in Tucson become really big. I worked with them for a little bit, so they're going to help out. Dude, so many. It's crazy how many people actually, when they see this stuff, they're like, "Oh my gosh, it's for kids."
Yeah,
and they just like, hell yeah, and everybody. It works out so good for everybody, and having Jim Click, man. When I heard about Jim Click, I was like, wow, like
he loves supporting stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
It's huge, and like I said. Desert RV was there last year with Jeff Rose and Carl's RV. Man, there's so many. Even Cactus RV came into play, and it was really cool that everybody just kind of jumped in and said, "Hey, more the merrier.
Yep.
Let's help these kids out." And we got to go. It was really planning the event last year when we got to go meet the coordinator BJ, and we got to go tour the hospital.
Oh, really?
Children's, man.
Did you get to see any of the kids or no?
Yeah, it was heart wrenching, dude.
Yeah, but it's also inspiring and humbling at the same time.
It was just like, man, you know what? We are making a difference, and let's do it. So
that's the biggest part. Like, I agree with all the sponsors and supporting the event and things like that, and people giving back. Yeah. But the biggest part is changing the mentality of the way they see you and they get to hang out with you.
I mean, I don't remember I think you had a race or something last year or something. I don't remember, but we filled up a Desert RV toy hauler. Yeah. His personal toy hauler, like toys, man.
And
then when we got there, it was like, what are we going to do with it all?
Right
so
on.
We thought we were going to take him inside, but it was so late by the time, like, everything. It was the first year, and so we went to a Connex box down in the parking lot and had everybody meet there, and everybody just helping hand unloaded that trailer, dude.
And just put everything, dude, that's so cool.
It was so awesome, man.
Well, I think I'd like to see if I could go this year. So.
Yeah, I'm hoping you do, man. I really am.
It would be definitely cool to join. I love seeing that and being part of something like that. It just gives you a good feeling, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, let's talk a little bit about our guest. So James does a lot of cool stuff, man. He builds, like, full-on best in the desert race cars, like stuff that's going to go down to race the Baja 1000, things like that. Like stuff that's like unachievable by a normal fab. Like he can come up with some sweet ideas, and he's a really, really well-known dude for what he does. And I really appreciate the stuff that he does because he adds a layer of creativity to everything that he does. He has like a special way of doing everything. He can fabricate well, but he can also design good. He can come up with cool graphics. He can do cool colors, and I really like that because he's not just the guy that chops metal and sticks it together. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I can't wait to talk to him about all the stuff that he has going on and see just how he actually operates, you know what I mean? He just did some testing down in Baja, or down for Baja. For Baja, when he goes down there this past weekend, he did it. I don't know where they did it, maybe in Plaster City or something like that. So that's going to be pretty cool. We'll ask him how that stuff went. And I'm interested to see what he says about a guy named Paul that bought my CRF 450L.
Yeah.
And he went riding with those guys.
Oh, dude.
So we'll have to see how he did.
Yeah. Man, that was such a nice bike, man.
I love that thing. It was one of those things, though. We'll have to ask James about this, too. Like, okay, so we love, like, dirt bikes, motocross, all that stuff, right? But I thought that getting into like the dual sport stuff and going cruising in the mountains and stuff, like I was like, this might be pretty lame. Like I need more excitement, right? Nope, it was fun. Like it was super cool.
Yeah.
Like
It's
it's way different.
Like you have to, right when you see it, it's already past you.
Yeah, exactly. And you got to watch out for all the little tiny little rocks and like the track's not like it's a pretty gnarly deal, dude.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see like how he likes that because he's been around the game for a long time. I know he's did a little bit of motocross and he was in the UTV game before like I even knew what a Rhino was.
Yeah.
So he's built like SR1s. He's done all kinds of cool stuff. So it'll be interesting to talk to him about that. Coming up though, I think. Well, actually, before we talk about what's coming up, I had a really good time. I was able to go on a side-by-side ride about a week ago, and I went with my dad. We posted a little video online, and it was pretty fun, man. Like I was surprised that I was able to do it as well as I did from the accident.
Yeah.
But man, it's so nice to get out. Like you and I were talking about it before the show while we were eating tacos. I really want to go to the dunes, but you brought up a couple things like going over edges and shadows and things like that. I think I might need to, well, I'll go with you, but kind of take it easy when I first get out there, Like, how were the dunes the last couple times? Because I know the first time you went, you said it was real weird.
It was sketchy, dude. Like, don't get me wrong, the sand is really nice because it's smooth and there's not ruts and you're not,
But the visuals are different, right?
Very different.
Yeah.
It's very hard sometimes to judge it depending on the morning or the afternoon. And, this last time, Camp Razor, if they all, a lot of people go to Camp Razor.
Yep.
It was huge. So after that weekend, they kind of start getting beat up. The ruts start forming, and then over the weeks that go by,
and the sand gets stiffer.
The sand gets stiffer, and then over time, though, if it's on a big windy day, which it happens all the time, it covers up the tracks, but it doesn't cover them up back to complete,
right,
untouched.
Yeah, they're just underneath.
Yeah. It takes all summer long for that to occur.
Yep.
But this last time in Gordon's Well, it was nice. It was not that bad. By the end of the weekend, it was pretty beat up.
How was it seeing stuff like when you could go crest over things and like seeing witches' eyes and things like that?
You could see it, but there's tire tracks already.
Oh, okay.
So you can actually see ahead now and go, okay. You can usually judge it anyway, but it made it a lot easier.
That's cool.
But yeah, at a certain part of the day, it was rough still. But.
So yeah, like we talked about a little bit before the show, like I kind of want to gauge myself a little bit on the timid side. You know what I mean? Like maybe plan on only going on half the rides with everybody and just go out there and kind of just test the waters. Like the thing that I don't want to do is I just don't want to have all this excitement built up in myself and go out there and plan to do all this stuff. And then the first ride is just like, no, it's not going to happen, dude.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that I'm prepared and happy to get out there. You know what I mean? The mental capacity that I need to have needs to stick and stay. So I want to make sure that we're doing it right. Okay, cool, man. Well, is there anything else that you got going on?
We just did the monster truck thing here in Tucson.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Huh? How was that?
That was pretty cool. They sold out record numbers this year, so it was a good show. I think it was like 16 or 17 cars showed up, but I want to give a huge shout out to Bill Herman. He wrapped his truck. I don't know if you saw it yet for the 520 side-by-side page.
Oh, wow. Is it a monster truck or something?
No, it's a 18-wheeler, like a Freightliner.
Oh, really?
So he drives around the United States.
Put stickers with your group on it. That's
it's
sick.
Huge. I mean, I don't know if you've seen it, but it's beautiful, man.
Right
he did
on.
a hell of a job, and man, that
he
means
must
a
really
lot
like
to me.
you.
Yeah, it means a lot to me, and I think that right there is why we do what we do. We come together and we help each other out, and this is what I wanted. So
yeah, that's perfect, man. I love hearing stories like that, and that's exactly what we get. The same thing with the Dirt Life show too.
It's really cool, man.
Well, we don't have a semi truck wrap like that yet, but
you never know. That's goals, George.
Yeah,
goals.
Exactly. Goals, semi truck goals.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I know James has a kind of a tight schedule, so let's go to commercial break real quick, and then we'll come back with James Hill from IMG Motorsports. We'll see you guys in a second.
For wheels and tires with the most style, function, and innovation, look no further than Fuel Off-Road. From stock to lifted, dually to trophy truck, and UTV applications, Fuel Off-Road offers the most complete lineup for your next adventure. Whether a weekend warrior or racer, you can't go wrong with Fuel's massive line of trail tough truck and UTV wheels and tires. Good looks, better prices, and the absolute best range of styles and applications. Find us at fueloffroad.com.
Introducing Rigid's new SRL Series light bar, featuring a sleek 20-inch curved housing, ultra-wide forward projecting beam pattern, and a unique halo backlight feature offered in 4 color options. The SRL Series light bar's new optic combination projects light over 70 degrees wide, with more than enough distance to safely drive in low visibility conditions, making it the perfect lighting solution for most applications. The halo backlight feature is offered in red, white, blue, or amber, and is wired independently from the forward projecting light. Instantly transition from style to function with the flip of a switch, making it easier than ever to own the night.
Hello, I'm Justin, the founder of Shock Therapy. Shock Therapy has been around for 5 years, but we have personally been tuning suspension on off-road cars and race vehicles for over 25 years. We tune between 10 and 15 cars per day, every single day of the week. Our concentration is tuning shock systems and supplying components that improve the ride quality of your car in many ways. Not only do we work on the average UTV, but we also tune suspension for race teams and professional drivers. We currently tune for over 87 race teams in Best in Desert and Score. Our clients and race teams rely on our suspension components to allow them to win races and keep them safe. Suspension is a moving target. We are always trying to hit that target with every customer that we work with. Each customer's needs can be different, and we tune our kits accordingly. Our research and development never stops. We improve our components every single day. As the industry evolves and improves, so do our parts and kits. As of right now, we have over 100 products for UTVs. So when you bring your car to us, you have the satisfaction of knowing that you have the most experience, the highest quality products, and the fact that your car is being tuned specifically to you.
Hey guys, George Hamill here to talk to you about one of our sponsors, Solder Weld. Who is Solder Weld, and what is their impact on the off-road community? Well, some of you may have seen Solder Weld's booths at the races, Lint 400, Vegas to Reno, Score and Snore events, and the UTV World Championship. You're seeing their stickers and sponsor wraps on more and more racers' vehicles every year. But who are they, and what do they have to offer us as off-road enthusiasts? Well, late last year, Solder Weld introduced their new off-road repair kit to the off-road industry and sold out their first week. The interest was overwhelming, as many off-roaders already knew of Solder Weld's aluminum radiator repair rods, and now they were included in a convenient carry kit in camo or black. If you're a racer of any type or off-road enthusiast like myself, you're going to want to take a close look at this product. Solder Weld has combined some of their most elite products into one small kit that fits perfectly under your seat or strapped into your roll cage and allows you to make some insane fixes anywhere you go. How many of us have been in a race or out on the trail and got a rock chip in a radiator or a brake line? We've literally seen a top-tier desert race truck at the 2019 Mint 400 taken out by a simple rock to the radiator. If they would have had an off-road repair kit on board, they could have been back up and running in just a minute. The kit includes everything you need to work on dirty aluminum, stainless steel, copper, and many other metals. Solder Weld's cutting-edge technology allows you to make these fixes with extremely low heat and incredible high tensile strength, leaving you with a lasting fix every time. Don't be that guy who broke down on the side of the trail. Get your off-road repair kit today. Your friends will thank you. Yeah, we are back. We got James Hill. What's up, dude? How are you?
I'm good, man. What's going on?
Oh, same old stuff. We already had a couple comments wondering how you did at Lake Elsinore Grand Prix.
Man, we had some fun. We did dual sport racing. We rode 110s. We did pro UTV class. Had a blast, man. It was a little dusty this year, but nonetheless, ended up getting a second spot in the Pro Turbo class, and just made a good weekend out of it. Had a lot of fun.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Well, yeah, so for people that don't know, the Lake Elsinore Grand Prix is a race that's in Lake Elsinore. It's been running for a long time. And everybody that's just tuning in, James Hill is the owner of IMG Motorsports. And he's also a fantastic off-road racer. He's a good off-road mechanic. Yeah. I feel like I'm just going to keep going on with all these. Like,
he hits huge gaps.
Yeah, you better keep humble over here. Don't let me boast your ego, dude. Yeah, he can huck his razor. He does dual sport riding, and he loves mini moto too.
Yeah.
Some fun stuff, dude. You live a good life.
Yeah, we I like to make the most of it. The shop goes hard, everybody involved with the shop at IMG. We work hard, we give it 410s plus and try to make the most out of it. It's still work. But at the end of the day, you're satisfied, we're creating stuff from scratch, and that means a lot to me. That's why I got into my own business in general. And, when the weekend comes, we want to go hard too.
Yeah, I feel that like 100%.
Yeah.
So like just talking about like making stuff from scratch. So that's one of the things that I admire most about you personally is that you can take something from in your head, and not only can you design it, but you can fabricate it and you can build it and stuff. And I noticed that, and just in my little world, like the need for some of the stuff that I do, like I made a little shifter for the Yamaha YXZ that had a clutch on it and different things like that. You get to do fun stuff like that all the time.
Yeah, we definitely do. We're lucky to be able to do what we do, especially where we're at in Southern California. Luckily, we got into it early on, around 2007, and really, it was really creative then because there was no rules in side by side and UTV stuff. I mean, it was brand new. It was just the inception, so we kind of got to form with that. A lot of guys local to us, as well as, a lot of guys from your area, just culmination of off-road enthusiasts, just getting to have fun with the side-by-sides. And ultimately, that's what drove me into fabrication and being able to just run with designs and ideas all day. I mean, that's what I love to do. So,
and you had a lot of ability to like grow when it was like you said back then, because it was starting from nothing. So whatever idea you come up with, you just whip it out.
Yeah. Yep.
Did you ever deal with or have any fun with Andy Harrington?
We did. We actually did some side-by-side racing. Like I said, right around 2007 or 2008, like M4SX series. Mm-hmm. And, man, he was fast in a Rhino.
Oh yeah. I remember that. I remember thinking like in my head, like, to backdate the story a little bit, I raced Supercross with Andy. So like him and I were always together, him and Josh Tarantino and like a bunch of those guys. And obviously Dustin Nelson. But I started just barely after getting paralyzed. I started riding mini bikes again. And when I got my first mini bike, I lived in San Diego. So I would go up to Elsinore on Tuesdays. And I had my little KLX 110. And I saw, I don't know if James is out there, but I saw Harrington testing in his, built Rhino. And I went over there and I go, holy shit, this is like legitimizing what I thought these golf carts were. Like, this is actually cool. Like, I'm on this little mini bike. I think, I'm the king of the world because I'm like, doing all this fun stuff, but these guys are out there making the dreams happen for the UTV market.
Yeah, it was a blast, and it was right about after the mini bike scene was kind of at a peak, I would say. The Rhino, was just like the next stepping stone, and at the age of, I want to say right about 21 for myself, it was kind of like, oh, this is cool. Instead of dumping all my money into my Ranger that I thought would be a trophy truck, I could, finance a UTV or the Rhino then. And it was like $110 a month. And I had my own trophy truck essentially.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I love about it. Like, people don't really understand. Like, well, we've had conversations with a bunch of people, a bunch of guests and stuff, and they're like, "Yeah, I'd build a truck, I'd build a rail." I'm like, "Dude, just go get a stock UTV,
ready to go out of the box."
And well, what made you want to get like? Well, I guess you kind of already had the dirt life mentality to get like dirt bikes and all that stuff. What made you want to get into like the racing portion of the side by side stuff? Was it just because you were kind of already in that game?
Yeah, it really just kind of went from, okay, we're not racing mini bikes anymore, to we're going to race the Rhino, and it just kind of blew up, and it hasn't slowed down since. I mean, it's excelled. The whole side by side and UTV programs it just keeps, excelling, and it was just right spot at the right time. I mean, I grew up riding dirt bikes, racing dirt bikes, and basically that was just the next step that I could afford to do on my own.
Yeah, exactly. So you kind of had like, I don't want to say ambitions, but you kind of saw the big dogs and trophy trucks and things like that and thought that maybe this was
right.
Yeah, that's cool. And yeah, I guess in Southern California would see it a lot more, especially growing up around all that stuff.
It's totally different there too. I mean,
did you grow up in Elsinore then?
Yeah, I was born and raised basically Lake Elsinore, Canyon Lake, the whole surrounding area. And my dad was a sand drag guy. So he had, I wouldn't say a Jeep, although it had a Jeep body.
Right.
Some people get that confused. Basically sand drag family early on. And then as I got older, my stepdad was into off-road. So I got into 1,600 cars about 15 years old and was co-driving for Danny Eberts and some of the guys that are still racing, the Eberts family, and just went through all that kind of different stuff. It all just kind of meshed together, and that's what we did on the weekends. We were in the desert, and that's our recreation,
Yeah, it's like a common theme, like what you grew up and the way I grew up and stuff. So you have siblings too, or just one?
So I have a step sister, which is Erica, and then step brother Jack.
And then, so for people that don't know, Erica is the co-driver of the navigation for Sarah Price, and Sarah Price also races off-road trucks and stuff as well. She grew up racing dirt bikes, so it's a common theme. You know what I mean? To have all these
badass.
two wheels turn into four wheels, man. It's fun though. Like I swear to God, I never thought that UTVs would ever get to this level, and kind of like the way that James was talking about it. It's so cool to see it keep growing.
Yeah, I don't even know what's coming next, man.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I bet you he was just hoping to see
crazy,
what comes next too.
I just can't even believe it already.
What if you had to predict? How would you think stuff's going to be in 10 years, James?
I hope we see more factory support. And when I say factory support, there's a lot of people that are involved that are getting, support. And I think that's awesome. But when you go to Supercross or, outdoor national events and you see the big rigs and a really nice layout, basically cars that are ready to roll would be really cool to see. I think it's at a stage where we're ready for it, to see the next big step, which is like factory supported rigs and things like that would be really cool.
I couldn't agree more. We've had, I've probably in the past 2 years probably had at least maybe, 500 conversations that are along the same lines of what he's saying. And just one of the things that a manufacturer or anybody for that matter could do to help the programs were when I was growing up racing dirt bikes, like as an amateur, I would make all my money in contingency. So we would go and we would race, like, let's just say I had an 80 and I was 80 expert. I'd go race the 80 expert class, the 125 intermediate class, and the 250 intermediate class. If we swept the whole weekend, I could make $2,500. So I would, as a kid, be able to start my career at that level and start working my way up. And then off-road is 10 times more expensive. So like what he's saying, if there would be some sort of payback function, you could get way more people involved. Way more people involved. It would be fantastic.
Yeah. And I think that the numbers are growing, desert and short course alike. I mean, all the organizations are expanding. They're doing more for the UTV and side-by-side classes.
Yep.
I think that's awesome. You see shape shifting going on with, BITD and other organizations. And it's really cool because there's a spot for a lot of different machines and also different drivers. There's with the sportsman class and sportsman rally stuff. I mean, that makes it really easy for somebody to jump in there and get their feet wet and basically try a desert race.
Yeah, exactly. I think that rally stuff is actually pretty cool. Like, because you can do some pretty cool driving with the car and figure out how to control your car and stuff. One of the things that I heard the other day, I had a meeting up in Phoenix, and I was told by a guy at one of the dealerships that owns the dealerships. His name is Bill Nash, and he was telling me that over the past, I don't know, the past years, that street bikes have always been the number one seller for any dealership. And now in 2020, it's looking like that's going to change to be side-by-sides. So now that side-by-sides are making that much of an impact in the general manufacturer market and support that they're getting all their money, they should start putting money back into the program for the people. So I think it'd be a cool thing to see what comes in the future, like what he's saying.
It's crazy, man. I didn't think it was going to get this crazy at all. Remember I had the 800?
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna stop there, man. I was like, sweet, cool.
I still love the Rhino, dude. The Rhino's like one of my favorites.
Yeah, I wish
I bought. Let's see. I went to XP 900s, and I thought, well, this is probably going to be it for a UTV. Like that thing was so. It just worked everywhere. It worked in the rocks. It worked in glams.
Yep.
It worked on a motocross track, and then. XP1K happened, and we went to Terracross, and we're like, whoa, this is super interesting, and it's just continuing to evolve. Once again, it's awesome.
What's some of the stuff that you've done in side-by-sides that you think is cool? Like you mentioned Terracross, but I think you've done some other cool stuff too.
Yeah, so we've done basically motocross racing, on tracks with, done works. We did works in 2012 and 13, and then here and there, Grand Prix stuff. We've done some big six races down at like the ranch in Kauai, Terracross, Minnesota, obviously. And then also Erica and I did in 2017, NASA Rally Sport let us come in and we did side-by-side there. That was a ton of fun because we basically took my XP race car, slammed it to the floor, and ran rally roads. And it was such a good time.
That would be fun.
I got to do basically that. I didn't slam it to the floor, but I got to slam the throttle to the floor last weekend when I did it. Yeah, that was fun. That sounds really cool.
A lot of fun.
And you've done some co-driving too?
Yeah. I've also done some co-driving with Cody Raiders, who, he's got a solid name in Lucas Short Course, as well as, he was like 13 when we started racing rhinos. So I think he and I are about a 10-year age gap or so.
But Cody's just an all-around good dude. Him and his dad, Doug, are fantastic people.
I've heard of him,
Great family. And, basically Doug's let me get in there with Cody and drive their desert car. So we've done a few 500s. We've got some good finishes. I've driven a couple other cars for people, and then co-driving. I'll pick up races like this coming weekend. We're going to Mexico, and I'll be riding shotgun for Ryan Edwards in the M-Trace car.
Yeah, so, the Baja 1000, right?
Right, yeah. So I like to be involved, even if I'm not driving, I'll take the other seat. I'll go chase. It's what I do, as far as business. So I like to be involved and learn and expand with it.
I'm sure that a lot of our viewers would like to say the same thing. That's definitely a cool way to spend your life. Yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah, well, kudos to you for making your life something that you love doing. I really hope that you guys do well in Baja this this coming weekend. Well, a couple of the questions that I had for you was I want to know where some cool mini moto spots are to ride. Do you guys have any cool mini moto spots by you?
Yeah, we've got a few spots.
Secret spots?
They're semi-secret. I mean, we got a couple friends that have houses with mini tracks. luckily, I'm getting ready to build a new track. We got 5 acres close by
sick.
here, so that'll be fun once we get to break ground over there. And there's spots all over, in Southern California, bike jumps and basically, or I should say old bike jumps, because we still ride BMX too, so we don't want to tear up the nice jumps,
Yeah, just use the old beat up ones.
Yeah, exactly. We go to the hammered ones.
So that's where Cody and I've been going to.
Yeah. The hammered BMX bike jumps.
Some of those jumps are way too tore up though, because you get sketchy on those little bikes, those little wheels.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what do you have time like outside of work to still spend time with your family and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, we just, I stay busy. I like to be in the shop and making moves forward. As long as I'm progressing, I'm happy. And I'm kind of used to a lot of workload, or,
Yeah, you're used to filling
too
your
much
time.
on the table.
You're used to listening to music too. That's one thing him and I have in common. We love punk rock music. So I told everybody already that we were going to try to figure out what your top 3 bands were. So hit me and I'll tell you what mine are.
All right. So all in all, I'm going to go with first one would be Rancid. I mean, I kind of grew up on like the Moto XXX soundtracks, being a youngster. And it honestly, without the like Moto XXX and the crusty videos, stuff like that, I mean, I don't know what I'd be doing.
Dude,
that was forming right there. So I'm a Rancid fan.
Cody's smiling ear to ear right now.
I mean, every video back then, man, watching it, you're like all stoked, man. You're sitting there like, yeah, and you go, what was it on Bear Share, and what was the other one?
I don't know. I'd always look at the back of the DVD case and be like, dude, who are these bands? Like, what? This is so sick.
Yep.
All right, what's your number 2?
Oh, maybe No Use for a Name, or Tony Sly. I kind of, like I said, I'm into so many different types of music. So if we're gonna go punk, it'd probably go Rancid, No Use for a Name, and probably No Effects.
No Effects.
Yeah,
I was waiting for that. That's what I was sitting here waiting. I was like, man, I know he's gonna say it.
There's so many bands though.
There is, and I'm a huge Minor Threat fan. I like Black Flag. I like Circle Jerks, all the old stuff. But I kind of grew up when it was more. I guess you'd say a little more mainstream. So love it all, but those would probably be the top 3.
I'm right there with you. Mine's Minor Threat, TSOL, and then Rancid. So I could keep going. I could keep going on and on.
I like the Pennywise, man. That was one of my
yeah, it's Pennywise too.
For sure.
There's tons of other bands. I don't know if you know this about me, but when I moved to Southern California, I was doing computer stuff, and Mark and Tom from Blink-182 ended up buying my company from me, and so I got to work with a ton of cool bands, from Tommy Lee, Mary J. Blige, all the way to like. Shoot, I just forgot their names, but tons and tons of cool punk rock bands. It was just a good time, man. And my sister is her boyfriend is Brian Masick from American Nightmare. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so I got a lot of love for punk rock music, man. So
yeah,
it's cool that
it's my motivator. It gives me something, and always has something to click with. And it's kind of a motivator.
It's crazy how it does that, though. It's like, some people would like to go get their Starbucks, right? Like him and I could, I don't know if you drink coffee, but like I could just put on like a really good song and I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I drink house-built coffee. I don't buy the Starbucks.
House-built coffee.
Just like the normal stuff, straight out of the coffee pot.
So when you go to the dunes, you're not mad. It's just they're straight up the same.
We got
right.
We got a comment for you, Alfonso Jimenez. I guess you built him a cage. He said, "Badass dude, awesome shop. Love my new cage. Actually remembered me and asked how I was liking the new cage, and he bumped into you at the dunes."
Rad.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That means a lot to people. Like, and that's one of the cool things about a guy like James is like he works so hard and he loves the industry so much that he does remember people and he understands like what people are going through, or he's always there to help. I remember there's been a couple times that I needed help, and even if he couldn't do it, he would direct me in the right direction, and we go get things fixed up, whether it was the races or whatever. What's been like one of your favorite races that you've ever done? I know that, I mean, the UTV World Championships are super fun. You've been to Mexico a few times. Like, what's some of the best stuff?
Man, I think stage rally, doing that stuff with NASA, kind of because it's on you as a driver and you really, it's the one place where you have to have a great co-driver. If you don't have a good co-driver, you're not going to be up top, as far as I think.
How do they do the well, I don't even know what you call it, the practice, like the pre-run, like so you can go mark all yours, or do they just give you?
So when you go like with NASA, what they do is they give you stage notes, and you have, one day or the morning of, we would do recce. So basically you take their stage notes and you've got a book with transit spots as well. And everything's it's timed. It's very critical that you stay on your minutes. It's not what we're used to, like open desert racing. So it makes it's kind of like another game you got to play. And I really enjoyed learning something new with it. Erica, it was her idea for us to take the production 1000 car and go race it, because she was already involved co-driving for some other people in like Subarus and, other cars. I think she was racing with Chrissy Beavis, maybe in like a Volvo. Mm-hmm. But, it was very interesting to me, and I wish we could do a little bit more. I know ARA tried to forge bring in UTVs last season, but I'm not sure what happened.
Do you know that anybody else is trying? Because that seems like it would be super fun. Like, it seems super. Nobody's like, well, doesn't Jim Beaver have something to do with the rally stuff too, or no? Like, wonder if he can help with that.
Yeah, Beaver does a lot with Dirtfish and those guys, and I know that we had talked about racing Prescott. What I guess at Prescott they canceled side by side due to transfer or transit for like on the roads and stuff. It's I don't know, and it's tough. It was there was a lot of people that were stoked to see new blood there, and then there was a lot of your original guys that were kind of like, hey, I don't know, it's an off-road car racing on our smooth road. So
yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, I don't know about that off-road car racing on a smooth. Dude, I would love to see more of it personally. I think it would be so sick. Like, and I actually think, like, just thinking in my head real quick, like, after I got hurt at the UTV World Championships this year, like, I noticed that, like, my vision and my hair, like, a bunch of stuff is not as good, but I think I might be able to do something like that because I would have a second set of eyes. So it might be something that I could actually do. So it'd be pretty fun.
Right.
I know you got to get going. You got some obligations you got to do. What's the future hold for you?
Well, I'm trying to get my own desert car set up for next season. So we'll see if we can put that together in the next month, or we're running out of time again. And, I think that's it. Really, we just keep forging away at the shop and, trying to develop more parts. And I mean, so far, everything's going well, man. I'd love to be able to have my own desert program next year. So that's what I've been working on it for a couple years and haven't had anyone solid to back it. And hopefully we can put it together and just make it happen next season.
Getting the financial backings and things like that. Like, people don't understand how much it costs to go down to Baja and stuff. Like, I got asked a million times, even when I had Yamaha support, they asked me if I would, contend a car down there, but they couldn't afford to pay me to go down there. They could, help with the product and stuff like that. But when we put together the budgets, it was like just to go down there and race was like $50,000 or something like that. Dude. It was like something that there was no way. Like, you could probably get by like 25 or 30 grand or something.
But you're really pushing it.
Yeah, and not only pushing it, but you're like not doing it right. Like, so I can see what he's saying. Like, by getting support, and you don't want to be stuck out in the middle of nowhere with 800 miles to go.
Yeah, I know, man.
And having the car is only one part of it. You need a team of guys that's there to kind of do a job. You want to have a good time and party too. But you're there for a reason, and that's to try to at least in my eyes, try to get a win, you know?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I know that when you went down there with Cody, you guys were always looking for getting wins and stuff like that. And he's a great driver. Cody is an awesome driver. And for somebody like him to, let's just say, not be able to finish a race or for somebody to take him out, that says a lot about what you're fighting on the course. Like, it's just a gnarly beast altogether. Well, I think it'd be badass, man. I would root for you. I'd come down and help, do whatever it would to make you live your dream. So I'm down to help too. What do you want to be remembered for? Like, you're on your deathbed. What do you want people to remember James Hill for?
Hucking the big dune and throwing a whip at the end. That one?
Trying to whip a razor? No. I don't know, man.
Did you move your butt a little bit? Did you do a little butt whip?
Explain that feeling. Come on. It was all over the internet.
It was pretty sketchy. So we were basically doing having fun with the whole Terra Crew group out in Pismo, and basically, you know, who was out there with us? Ryan was out there. Yeah, there was a group of Razors or UTVs with us, you know, and Ruslan was with us. We were just having fun finding jumps, you know, and what happened was the big trucks kind of stole my line away, and I'm like, oh, they ate it up, you know. So I went right about 10 feet where I could see it had a little more crest to it, and it just threw the car sideways. You know, turned into it and landed and pulled it off, and everything went great.
I couldn't believe it, too. When I saw it, the first time I saw that video, he launched, and I'm like, what the hell? And you start going, and I'm like, oh, here it goes. I see it all too many times. You rode right out of it. It was whatever. I was like, what?
I think it's because he didn't freak out, though, because most people would have turned the wheel or something.
Yeah.
So that's...
Yeah, and... Right. Most of the time, like, you know, doing Terracross racing, you're used to the car getting upset and kind of turning in or down or, you know, however you can to contort the car in the air to try to make it do what you want it to do. So it was just one of those times where it was honestly like you felt the car back out, and I kind of turned into it. And then I was like, oh, man, we really got to turn into this one, you know. And it was full sideways, so it was pretty wild.
Dude, all those people that were videoing were like, "Oh, thank God!" Like he made it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Oh, before you answer the question, how do you want to be remembered? So you got to ride with my old 450.
I did, yeah, with Paul.
Yep. So Paul was out there. It looked like he was having some serious trouble with those freaking stock tires, dude.
You know, the stock tires don't do great out, especially in our hills. Ryan and I have been dual sporting a lot together, so we kind of pick out, you know, the goat trails and things like that, and we're kind of idiots, you know. That's just
good stuff.
That's how we're wired. We're wired to do stupid things and find a way out. So basically, with Paul, you know, Paul's an awesome kid, and he's like, "Yeah, I want to dual sport with you." I'm like, "Sweet, let's go. You can keep up, right?" I know he could ride a dirt bike, and yeah, it was a little loose out, you know, his first time chasing us down, and it was pretty fun, man.
Yeah, that's cool, man. And he said he raced the Elsinore Grand Prix on it too. I don't know what play. I think he got a third or something like that. Dude. But that's pretty cool, man. It's fun to see. Like I was gonna be pissed, like if he just rode it on the street, but he's going out and killing it. Cool. So, and obviously it's cool that he's doing it with you too.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun because he actually pulled up. And I'm like, wait, is that George's bike? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, dude, I sent you the link to that a couple months ago. He's like, yeah. I'm like, sweet.
He's like, yeah, I got it. It took him a little while to come pick it up. He picked it up at Lucas, but I'm stoked that he got it, man. So, and he's been sending me pictures and keeping me updated on it. So I'm kind of living vicariously through Paul still.
Nice.
All right. So how do you want to be remembered?
I don't know, man. That's a tough one. I haven't really thought about that.
Well, you got to think about it. You want to be remembered for eating tacos like me?
Yeah, I like eating tacos. I think, what kind of tacos you talking? Like Autobata?
Yeah. No, I'll eat whatever. Like, I love me some shredded beef. Dude, I even eat potato tacos, veggie tacos, whatever it is, man.
Good, man.
They're delicious.
Had those recently.
You're going to get some good-ass tacos when you go down there, though, man. I don't even want to see all the Instagram posts of tacos this week.
I'm tagging you. I'm going to get there Thursday morning, straight in, man. El Paisano or El Trailero, one or the other, man. I'm going in hard.
Oh, okay, cool, man. Well, yeah, you'll definitely have to tag me and show some pictures. Tag the Dirt Life so the Dirt Life can be taco fanatics just like me. So, all right, boss. Well, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you taking the time. I know you got to get out of here, so thank you for hanging in there. Good
meeting you, sir. Good to meet you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Have a good evening.
Yeah, man, you too. Keep kicking ass at work, and obviously crush it down there in Baja, man. I hope you guys do well. Tell Ryan said hi, too.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot. That's for sure.
All right, homie. We'll see you later. Thanks, James.
See you guys. Thank you.
See ya.
Later.
Oh, man, what a really good dude, man.
It's fun to have a fun conversation like that. Like it.
I think if he says, oh, well, he just wants that desert goal, dude, he already has it in the bag, man.
That's a big
goal.
goal.
So push forward, James Hill. You got that shit, dude.
Yeah, it's a big goal.
Yeah.
But if there's anybody that can do it, he can. I mean, just think about having all of the skill set that he has and being able to go to a race like the Baja. So he can fix the car, he can drive the car, he can work on the car, he can navigate the car. He knows how to spot lines because he's been riding dirt bikes.
Yeah.
Like, he's got a skill set that's beyond most people's ability. And he's going to go down there, and I feel like he's going to do good, man. Yeah. It's going to be cool.
I think so.
I appreciate him coming on and hanging out with us. It kind of gives me a little bit more motivation, too. Like, that rally stuff seems cool. Like, it seemed like a really fun time in a side-by-side. So it's kind of like, well, we were watching Ken Block, Jim Connor video before the show, and obviously it's not on pavement, but, well, maybe there's some pavement, but imagine dropping down a side-by-side super low to the ground like that and getting out on, like, those,
windy roads, man.
And just having a bunch of fun on it.
We'll test at Mount Lemon.
That'd be pretty fun. Even those back roads in where I went in Reddington, that was super fun. It would be nice to put a cutting brake on a car that's like that, though, because then you can move it around. Yeah. So I know some guys did it on the X3. I don't know. Has anybody done it on YXZ?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
The four-seater, I forgot his name. He's a YXZ guy out of Phoenix or out of California. He built one of the first four-seat YXZs.
And it had a cutting brake on it?
Yeah, he put a cutting brake in it.
Well, is it too long to turn or something? Like what?
I mean, if you're already doing all that work, might as well put one in there, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I feel like that would be pretty cool to have a cutting brake on a car like that. I mean, they move around because they're easy to move around anyways, but I really think that rally racing would be bitching.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool to actually go to one of those events. I just don't know where they would come up, though. Like, because James said, like, they've been trying to get them to be more prominent and stuff.
I think you should just focus on the bird watching like you've been doing.
Yeah.
And then go from there.
I got to have goals, though.
You got to get your eyesight looking good at these birds outside, Go that way first.
Just chill.
Just chill for a while.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you right there on that one. So I'm definitely going to.
We're going to go to the dunes this year, me and you. We're going to go get Brian and everybody together.
I keep having people ask me if I'm going to make it out this year, and I definitely want to go. I want to probably wait till February, but I want to go earlier, but I think I should wait. I think I should give myself a little bit more time to go on a few trail rides and just see what happens. Yeah. So
go out there and cruise, man.
Man, I'm so stoked that James came on, and man, he has some cool band picks too.
Hell yeah, I knew it, man. I knew it.
He was going to Crusty Demons.
Oh yeah, I knew. I could tell, and I was like, man, he's gonna start saying all these. I was the same way.
Yep.
Same way, dude. So.
Exactly. Well, now you only listen to country music?
No, not. I mean, some gospel here and there on Sundays, but.
All right. Well, let's remind everybody about the merch. You guys got to go.
You better get on this stuff. Yeah. And if you remember, we had this one from the first go around. It's now white.
Yeah.
It was black before. These are hot. Dude.
Yeah.
These are hot. So.
These things are going to sell out super quick. So yeah, just hurry up and go get your merch, man. Yeah. We had a fun photo shoot this past Friday. We did. We're going to post some stuff on social media. That was really cool. So thanks, Paige, for helping out with that. That was pretty fun. And we got to go to this cool taco place called Tacotopia and take a bunch of taco pictures with taco shirts on. So it was super fun. It's like a little amusement taco social media place. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It was cool. So thank you to her for helping out. That was really fun. So we're going to post some of those pictures this week. And go get your merch ASAP. Otherwise, it's going to sell out. And you're not going to be able to have any for your family and Christmas tacos. Thank you to all of our sponsors for everything that they do for us. Thank you to all of them for meeting with me last week and having a great time. Fuel Wheels, Shock Therapy, Solder Weld, Rigid Industries and Zollinger Racing Products. Like I said, the Zollinger guys, we got some cool stuff coming in the next few weeks here. Maybe a month, depends on how fast we can get some stuff done.
And we got that secret squirrel trip we're going to do, right?
Which one?
The secret squirrel trip.
Oh, yeah, in December?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got some really cool stuff coming for December.
Yeah.
December is going to be a good month for us, so it'll be really cool. I'll ask you guys again to please hit us up on social media as much as you can. Like us, friend us, share us, everything. Direct message us, all that stuff. We'll do our best to get back with you. We have some really, really cool product-based shows coming up that are going to be really, really fun. Some stuff from the Baja 1000. So any type of suggestions that you guys can give us, we're going to try to implement. Some of the suggestions that we're implementing now in the December month were given to us about a month and a half ago. So it may take a little bit of time, but I promise I'll, under promise, over deliver.
Yeah.
I promise that's what we're doing. So we're going to make it bigger and better. So again, hit us up on social media.
Thank you guys. Next is episode 15.
That's a good milestone. And plus it's 15. Dean Wilson's number in motocross too. Yeah. So, all right, good job, dude. All right. Thank you, everybody. We love you guys.
Take it easy.
We'll see you later.
You've been listening to the Dirt Life Show with George Hamill and Cody Sanders.